Add another security issue to the pile. The New York Times is reporting Android phones can have their photos swiped, and they're even more vulnerable than iDevices. The Times talked to application developers and security experts who say apps on Android need user permission to get to photos, just like they do on iOS devices. But the only permission Android apps need is access to the internet. Then they can vacuum photos to a server somewhere with no further notice. The Times had a developer build a simple timer application to demonstrate. Once the user granted it access to the internet, the app grabbed the most recent photo from the phone's gallery and posted it to a public sharing site. The app never had to mention it was accessing photos. Gotta Be Mobile suggests this could be a much bigger problem on Android than on iOS. If Apple has this problem even with the control it exercises over the App Store, imagine how bad the Android Store could be. It's unclear if any apps in the Android market currently use this trick to upload photos without user permission, but given the amount of malware on the platform, it wouldn't be hard to imagine a few apps out there do. The Verge got the official response. Google says the ease of access is leftover from the early days of Android, when most of a phone's storage came from removable memory cards. As phones and tablets have evolved to rely more on built-in, non-removable memory, we're taking another look at this and considering adding a permission for apps to access images. We've always had policies in place to remove any apps on Android market that improperly access your data. Electronisa suggests Google should do their considering faster. Its current anti-malware system can't predict these kinds of problems. Google did reiterate app permissions policies. It had the option to pull apps remotely if they cause trouble, although these would only be useful if an app was straightforward in declaring its intentions or else after the apps had already taken users' data. There's no way around it, says GigaOM. Photo access needs approval, especially if the user never intended the app to access photos or other data. It's not unreasonable to suggest that an app designed for the most personal computing device we've ever created should have to access your permission before being allowed to do something completely unrelated to its core function. The discovery comes just a little late. Last month, Google, Apple, and other tech firms agreed with the California Attorney General to include explicit privacy policies in all of their mobile applications. For News, I'm Blake Hansen. Multiple sources, The Real Story.